instead of just going live. Let me see who in the building. Let me see who up early in the morning. Y'all, I love this headpiece. I love this headpiece. Oh, let's give people a second. Or maybe I'm the only one that's up at 2:30 in the morning. Oh, God. Can y'all hear him snoring? Can y'all hear him snoring? Hey, Hot Grits. I was going to go live on Instagram, but I figured there's probably nobody awake on Instagram. Y'all know I have like sleep issues. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm not going to be long. I couldn't sleep. And I'm working on a bunch of things at once. Hey, Daniel Berry, how you doing, sweet pea? Couldn't sleep. And I said to myself, y'all, look, I'm still in my clothes. I don't normally go to sleep in my clothes, but I was so tired. But I'm proud of myself. I actually got a lot done. I washed my dog. It's been way too cold to wash him. But if he's going to be coming to my house, he cannot be coming to my house smelling like hot ass. So it was definitely bath time. And then I went to the gym. And y'all don't know, going to the gym lately has been a struggle. Hey, Black Rain. Going to the gym lately has been a struggle because post-surgery, I'm out of shape. Okay. And just my endurance, building all that back up. I barely normally I spend a half an hour on treadmill. Y'all, don't laugh, but I was barely on a treadmill, not even 7 minutes. I couldn't. I did more weight training. I always do a little bit of both now. I used to be, back in the day, y'all, I'm whispering because I don't want him to wake up. But I used to focus more on cardio, and that used to work for me when I was younger. But I'm telling you, now that I'm older, I got to get that weight training in. The one thing, it's just in the morning, after that recovery period, I feel so much better. I burn way more calories that way. So it's more effective for me in maintaining or trying to maintain my physique. Now, y'all listen, make no mistake about it, I've gained my weight goes up and down, y'all that have been Hey, Creative, it's good to see you, sweet pea. I hope you're doing well. My mind runs on you. It's good to see you, sweetheart. I know it's early in the morning. I couldn't sleep, but I got a couple announcements. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know I got demonetized for doing a reaction video, not doing it the right way. But I'm down some watch hours. I don't really like opening I love y'all the pieces, but I don't like opening the panel. It's not even that. Let me take that back. I like opening the panel. Sometimes what happens when I open the panel, I can't control it, and I don't like that part. So I avoid too many open panels. I like to do it when y'all are one-on-one and I can have a conversation with y'all. But I'm very nervous about just open panels and what can happen and what can be said. So I don't know if I'm going to open the panel. I might just let you guys drop links. I got quite a few new subscribers. They're not from live streaming, but you never know. They might want to come in a live stream and they might want to connect. You never know. So I might just let you guys drop links all day. While I juice, or a few of you guys asked me about juicing, or while I make some herbal tea. So I'll do that on live stream. I got quite a few videos I need to upload. Like I said, I apologize. I was supposed to go drop a video every week. So for me, because of my work schedule and because a lot of times I'm not feeling well. I think realistically, once to every 2 weeks would probably be better for me than saying every week. But I am working on another one coming up. So another fashion haul will be coming up this week. I'm not quite sure which theme I'm going to do. I do have a Rastafari theme dedicated to one of my subscribers. And then another one of my subscribers, Sheila E., the Quiet Storm, she suggested all jeans. And jeans are really hot. Jean everything is really hot right now as far as on the fashion scene. So I might do that one. I'm wearing jeans now. Okay. So I might do the next one might be an all jean haul. I might throw in a little bit of sleepwear like I did last time. So that'll be sometime this week. Of course, I'll continue with the shorts. Yeah, you hear him snoring? Oh my God. Child. He tired. He works very hard, so he's tired. I let him sleep. I'm probably about to take this little conversation downstairs anyway, so I don't completely disrupt his sleep. Both of us was knocked the hell out in here. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Y'all remember when y'all was young and you couldn't even sleep next to each other because you'd be all over each other. You know what I'm saying? Child, not no more. I won't say that, but we're just so comfortable. It's almost too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I was actually sitting there thinking about that. Like I remember when I couldn't used to sleep next to him. All of a sudden my clothes would start falling off. But that's what happened. I don't know if it's old age or just being just really comfortable, I think. Hey, young Riaz. Hi, sweet pea. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Do you sleep? I think you have sleep. I have sleep apnea, so I'm starting to think me and you got the same issue. But I'm picking on you, sweetie. I'm always happy to see you. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, we unlock. I started to go live on Instagram, but I was like, nobody's gonna be awake on Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to. I love this little headpiece shawl. I found it at one of those hair stores. It's actually, if y'all recognize it, it actually you can put it under a. It's a head wrap. It goes under like a full hijab. Or a lot of women, a lot of Muslim women, or Hebrew Israelite women, they'll wear. I have so many head wraps, y'all don't even understand. They'll wear like a head wrap over it. And I have this beautiful pink one that I used to like to wear, and it goes over it. But yeah, I need some watch hours. And it's been a while. I haven't done a drop your link thing in a while because I don't go live very often, and I very rarely go live for very long, so I might do that. We're going to get these watch hours up, honey, because I'm not doing this for free. I need to get my monetization back, and I will never lose it again. Especially, I look back and found out it was all a mistake. I could have been appealed it, and I'm mad at myself, y'all. It was because I did a reaction video and I didn't do it the right way. So that's really was the cause. Hey, Janadrian. There's so much to talk about. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, I'm probably going to do health, herbal teas. Y'all know I'm always talking about black seed oil. Love black seed oil. Probably going to do some juicing. Might do a little cooking this morning. Basically, I'm going to show you guys my routine that I do, not every day. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say I do it every day, but at least twice a week. I'm on live stream. Okay. So we're going to have to take this conversation. We're going to have to take this conversation downstairs. Oh, Lord. Okay. False alarm. False alarm. What else was I talking about? Oh, Father. He don't realize I'm live. Y'all ever seen somebody sleep with their eyes open, or they open their eyes and they're dead sleep? And that's some scary shit. I'm just saying. I've done it too, so I'm not, I'm just saying. Um, we'll figure it out, you guys, what we talk about later. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I feel like there is something else. Yeah. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so distracted. So, y'all remember to follow me on other social media. I've been slacking, but I've been trying to do better, and I have. I've been uploading more on Instagram. So if you're not following me, make sure you follow me on Instagram, honey. Mahoghany Rootz 2. And then on TikTok, Mahoghany Rootz and MJ. All right. So I'll see you guys soon with another video. We the plug. It's good to see you, sweetie. What it do? Nothing. I'm just up here, honey, trying to just couldn't sleep. Wanted to talk to my people. I don't talk to y'all enough. I was already told, and it's true, I don't go live enough. And like I said, I'm afraid of the conversations that can soothe from me dropping these links, honey. Because a lot of times, if y'all been with me enough, a lot of y'all have been with me a long time, y'all know I don't really like, I'm different. I don't really like to talk about what everybody else is talking about. I don't necessarily like to talk about what's trending. I don't necessarily like to talk about, sometimes if I'm combating a talking point, I don't necessarily like to talk about what's popular. Sometimes I just want to talk about life, or just different things going on with myself, or different things that might be going on with y'all. So, but when you open the panel, honey, you got to be open to whatever happens. So I might do it. We'll see. If you guys request the link, I'll drop it. I'll tell you that. If you guys request it, I'll drop it. So I don't know when I'm going live. Let me see what time it is. I will probably be live because I got to get downstairs and get everything prepared. I'm glad you caught me too, Rita Plug. I appreciate you. I really don't go live enough, y'all. I need to. I need to sharpen up my skills as a creator anyway. I'm getting the editing and the behind the scenes stuff together. Hey Mela, how you doing, sweet pea? But I really need to work on more of the interacting. Y'all know. I really need to work on that more. Now, what's the day? It's the day the 15th. I was going to mention something, but I'm not going to mention. I'm not giving nobody no clout, honey. Y'all hear him snoring? You hear him snoring, Mela? I had to come on here because people swear I don't got no man, so I had to come on here and so y'all could hear him snoring. But this is nothing new. Since I've been on here, where your man at? Where your man at? Why are you on these panels? But my question is, y'all on the panels. Where your woman at? Where your woman at? You know what I'm saying? So, what's that got to do with anything? You know? He working where your ass need to be. That's what I always used to say. He working. He paying the bills like he's supposed to do. Okay? No, but people would always come at me with that. Um, Child, I'm just, right now, Mela, I'm just thinking about a lot of things. So we in 2024, and I said I was going to do things different in 2024, and I intend to do things different in 2024. I'm going to be I don't know. I plan on minding my own, that's for sure. I plan on minding my business in 2024. Um, don't plan on going back and forth with anybody in 2024. Uh, but that's never my plan. That's the thing, that's never my plan. I never plan on going back and forth with anybody. Um, when I say mind my own, I'm making goals, a lot of goals. Um, I like to come up here and share with y'all. I've been told that's a fault that I share too much. But it's also, like I told y'all, the whole reason I started this channel was therapy. It was literally therapy for me and my son after my brother's homicide, murder, whatever you want to call it. It's still unsolved. So, and it's worked for me. So I don't know if I want to change what works for Mahoghany Rootz. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm excited. I have a lot of new plans for the year. I just hope that the Most High bless me. You know what I'm saying? I hope that He bless me and decides, yes, this will be your year. Now, y'all know I don't even think it's been 3 years. It's been about 2 years. I did my IVF journey. And that was the hardest. When I say that was the hardest thing I've ever been through, that was the hardest thing I've ever been through. It's so hard that I took we took a huge break from that. But I think this will be the year. I feel like 2024 is the year, honey. I feel like 2024 is the year. So we'll see. And I'm debating on whether I want to share that journey with y'all. Because there's some things that are so private, you know. But at the same time, if I could help somebody that's going through a similar thing, I'm the type of person I love this shirt, y'all. I love this shirt. It's so, see the puffy arms? It's so different. I like stuff that's different. But anyway, yeah. So that's my thing too, is helping out others that might be going through the same situation. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this short. Hey, Chaos. Hi, Sweet Pea. Hi, Exiled One. Blessings. All has been well. And let me just say to my Hebrew Israelites, let me just say this. We uploaded a shrimp marinara because y'all, my Hebrews and my Christians don't be letting me live, honey. They do not play with me. Let me explain something to y'all. I've came up here. That was actually a man cooking, but I've made shrimp. I've made lobster meals. It's just a meal. Doesn't mean that I'm eating it. I don't eat shrimp. I eat seafood, but I don't eat shrimp. People that know me know that. I don't eat pork, but my family does. So if you see that on this channel, it doesn't necessarily mean that Mahogany done lost the faith and Mahogany is, backsliding. It just means that Mahogany might be making a meal for someone else. Now, I have rules in my house, to be honest. Say if one of you guys were to come over to my house, I would not serve that to you. My boyfriend is a chef. So he serves whatever that anybody wants. And that was requested. Some of his best dishes are seafood dishes. His the restaurant he works at is seafood restaurant. So we have access to a lot of very, very good top of the line seafood. So people request meals. One of his best dishes is seafood salad. I've shared that with y'all. And he makes amazing crab cakes because he's not stingy with the crab, honey. And he puts other seafood like scallops and shrimp inside the crab cake. It's the most amazing thing. Um, but I didn't grow up to being this way. I used to eat pork. I used to eat seafood, and I don't judge people who do. I don't. But I'm just saying because y'all be getting at me. Ooh, she ain't really know Hebrew Israelite. And I'm gonna tell y'all. How should I put this? I've already told y'all the backstory, but I guess I'll go through it real quick since I'm just talking, passing the time. I grew up in the church. Y'all should know that by now. I grew up in the church. Um, when I say we went to church Monday through Sunday, we went to church Monday through Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Bible study, after school. Like we was always in church, okay? Even the little church daycare. Um, and then I fell away from it. At some point, there were things that happened that didn't feel right. I later found out, guess what? It doesn't matter what a person's faith is. What matters is what that person carries inside. If the religious doctrine doesn't matter, it's what you carry inside of you. Oh, y'all, he's snoring so loud. I'm gonna have to cut this short, but basically, some things happened. I saw some things happen when I was young, and it turned me off, you know. And I just didn't want to go. And then my mom felt that I was old enough to decide what I wanted to do. And so she stopped making me go. And I kind of lost my way for a while. And then I became kind of rebellious. I'll tell you what I saw, just so I told this story before. But there was a lot of stuff going on in our church at that time. Um, the pastor was kind of known for drinking. I guess Saturdays it was kind of like the whispers in the church, pastor's been drinking again. And there was even a rumor of him having some kind of relationship. Now, I was a little girl at the time, but my mom, women in the church gossip, like it was out there. Anyway, I guess one Sunday he came silly drunk, and everybody was trying to cover for him. The congregation, the ladies of the church took over. I mean, he could barely stand, and he smelled like a liquor bottle. True story, true story. And my mom left. She was so disgusted. She had been a member of that church for years, 10 years. And I remember my mom grabbing me up. And there were other things that happened too that I found very disturbing. But anyway, I just remember her grabbing me up and saying, "Come on, let's go. We leaving." And on the way there, she was talking to my aunt, she was talking to my aunt, and they were talking about it, and they were just like, he's this, and I remember that to this day. I don't remember everything exactly, but I just remember thinking, but this is supposed to be the church. This is supposed to be just me being young and gullible and naive, a man of God. So it just, and then just a lot of hypocrisies. Everybody's so obsessed with what you look like. And the Bible clearly says, "Come as you are." But everybody's wearing their Sunday best and comparing who has the best dress and the best church hat. We in the South, so they got them huge church hats, and who's wearing the nicest clothes. And it just seemed, as a young girl, it didn't make sense to me. It never made sense to me. So I just kind of lost interest in it. Um, but looking back on it now, I'm glad that my mom invested in me, and I'm glad that my mom made me go to church. I learned so much about people, about life, about what do you call it? The act of giving. The church does a lot of good. Trust me, I'm one thing you will never hear me do is bash the church too much. I've seen the church pay people's bills, honey, feed the homeless, um, create daycares for single moms that otherwise could not afford daycare. The church has been a staple in the Black community for years, so that you will never hear Mahoghany, quote unquote, bash the church. Every organization has its faults. Every last one does. Y'all, if y'all are just coming in, give me a second and I'll acknowledge you, but I just want to finish this. So I don't care what faith you are. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Hebrew. I don't care if you're Jew. I don't care what religion you are. There is no organization that's perfect. Okay, so let me just say that, and I know that now. But as a kid, I just didn't understand it. It looked like a bunch of hypocrisy to me. We got a alcoholic pastor that's running around with one of the women in the congregation. But what else happened? Everybody's obsessed with who got on a new church dress. My mom, burning me with the hot comb because she got to make sure that my hair is looking better than Sister So and So's daughter's hair. Just a whole bunch of ridiculousness and foolishness. So anyway, and then there was one other thing that happened that it disgusted me so bad. Now, this was later on. We had gone to a different church, but this just really put a bad taste in my mouth. And that was, um, oh, no, I think it was at that church. We went to quite a few churches, y'all, because we moved. And so when we would move, depending on how far away it was, we would switch churches. So anyway, but there was a young lady getting beat up. She was getting beat up by her husband. And those church women sat there and gathered around that young lady. She was crying. She was a mess. And they told that woman to pray for her husband. I'll never forget it. It makes me want to cry. And I understood what they were saying on a spiritual level to some degree. But, you got to use faith without works is dead. And you got to use common sense. The Most High gave you a brain. In the words of my deceased grandmother, God rest her soul, use your brain for more than a hat. Who do you care about more? You better care about yourself more than somebody else. And if somebody is going upside your head, you could pray for them from a distance. Leave their ass, leave that violent, toxic situation, and pray for their ass from the nearest hotel room. Get the hell away from that situation. But they didn't tell her to do that. They told her to, it's an alcoholic spirit and she needs to pray. And y'all, I could tell y'all so much. That's dangerous talk, dangerous rhetoric. And that's why, I learned early on in my life that everybody should not be giving people advice. And we see that here on YouTube. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody is giving people advice. And the thing is, everybody is not qualified to give people advice. They're just not. But anyway, they got back to that young lady. They said to pray for her husband, that it was a demonic spirit, and that God can change. I do believe the Most High can change anybody. I believe that. But I think that a person has to be open and willing to accept the change, because change ain't easy. I think sometimes people have to hit a low point before they change. I know for me, take me and my health. I had to get super sick in order for me to really take my health seriously and cut certain things out of my diet and start doing certain things. Didn't matter how much people said, you really need to cut back on this or cut back on that. I wanted my fried food and I wanted my sugary drinks. And then one day during the physical, the doctor said, your blood sugar's kind of high. And it scared me. It scared me enough to where I said, okay, no more sugary drinks. And I stopped. It wasn't that easy. I replaced it with something else, but y'all get the point. Sometimes you got to get scared of losing something like your life or even a person. So, them telling her to pray for him, but not really giving her any advice about how to handle that situation. She had children. I didn't find that very kosher at all. You could pray, like I said, from a distance from somebody. You don't have to sit there and tolerate foolishness and hope that it gets better. And like I said, sometimes you got to show people better than you can tell them. And I know what I'm talking about with this, because I am the type of person to give people a lot of chances. In my own life, I've done that in my personal life. And I feel like it's not until I got sick and tired, it wasn't until I actually walked away that person saw the light a day. But by then it was, for me anyway, it was too late. Because I'm the type of person, when I walk away, I walk away. Because by that time I've already exhausted every option. I've already done everything I feel like I could do to try and make it work. Because I am the type of person that believes in working things out. So if I've gotten to that point, it's time to let it go. Let me just say hello to you guys. Hi, LSP. Good morning. Let me see who else I might have missed. I think I've said hello to everybody. It's early morning, y'all. So I don't expect too many people to come in here this morning. No, catch it on the replay. Excuse the snoring, honey. Child, it's so funny. If I put the camera on, he'd be mad. But he sleeps so funny. He sleeps like a little baby. Like his little hands be up in the air. It's funny. Anyway, back to this story. Oh God, what was I saying? Okay, so that's what kind of hurt me when I saw that people weren't perfect, but I was a little girl. And in my eyes, you look up to adults. You want them, you expect them to behave a certain way. Fast forward, I'm out straight out of high school. Well, actually, I have so many stories, but I wasn't done with school. I'll put it this way. And I wasn't getting along with my stepfather, and my mom worked all the time. So I ended up moving in with my sister, and and rest her soul too. Back and forth between her house, my grandmother's house, my mom's house. And I really wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So I wasn't going to school. I ended up getting a job or two. I think I had two at one point. I got my own little efficiency apartment. And eventually I met my ex-husband. believe it or not, this is back in the day when people used to actually plan babies and plan marriage. But he asked me for his hand in marriage, and I was young and real gullible. And I don't regret it. Like to this day, me and him are very close. But anyway, I agreed. So met him at 19. By 20, we had gotten married. By 21, I was pregnant with my everything, my MJ, my Malachi, right, my world, whom I'm very proud of. Malachi, if you see this, I'm so proud of you. You rock. He just got accepted to another college. We transferred from a 2-year college to a 4-year college. I want to say it so bad, but I've been seeing the way you people dogs, man. Not y'all, but some of you. Why y'all be doing? Anyway. Uh, so anyway, he got accepted to a 4-year school down here, a very popular one, and he's in regular classes. People told me, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. Says who? All you parents that have autistic kids, don't let people put limitations on your kids, ever. Even if you don't have autistic kids, don't let people do that. They not God, and they don't know your baby's capabilities. I will say this: autism is a spectrum. And you do have high functioning and you do have low functioning. However, there's nothing too great for the Most High. And the more that you get involved, first of all, I'm going on a tangent, but I got to say this. I've met a lot of parents, men and women, who have autistic children. And an old boss of mine, he asked me, because he saw how I was with my son. He said, he kind of basically asked me, how did I get to the place where I was so proud of my son? I told him, I said, I've always been proud of him. And, his son was similar to mine, obviously, on the spectrum, but the functioning is different. The levels are different. And so I guess there were certain things that his son was struggling with, probably verbal. He was verbal, but not as verbal. And I told him, number one, don't compare your child to nobody else. He'll learn on his own time and he'll move at his own pace. Because people tried to do that to mine and I wouldn't let them. And number two, get as involved as you can. I got him involved in a program at the hospital at MUSC, Medical University of South Carolina. We got involved. I became the autism spokesparent. I went to all the meetings. I got involved with the parents, with the students. We exchanged numbers. We would do things. We would have pizza parties. I would invite the kids over to my house so they could socialize. And I always spoke to my son about understanding the spectrum. And he knows very well. He knows that there's kids on the spectrum that are, and that's the thing about educating yourself. And that, because I guess he thought probably, oh, all the kids that are autistic are like me. No, they're not. There were so many kids that were nonverbal, and then you had some that were very verbal. Some autistic children talk a lot, and they don't pick up on cues, and they don't know when to stop talking. My son doesn't really talk hardly at all, but he can talk. He just doesn't like to talk. And then you got some kids that can't talk. You have some kids that are have other things going on. So number one, don't compare your child to nobody else. They're special by God, by you. Number two, get involved, understand them better. I didn't understand a lot of things, and then after I started going to the therapy, then I started understanding, oh, so this is why he does this. This is why he reacts this way. Oh, I can't lose my temper. See, I grew up with a mom. She's Christian, she's saved now, but honey, my mom did not play with us, honey. My mom, especially when she got on one, honey, she would read us down to the ground, honey. She did not play with us. She would cuss us out to the ground. Okay, she's saved now, so she don't do that type of thing. But back in the day, yeah. She didn't give a damn about hurting our feelings. And I could not come at my son with that type of um, passion. I had to lower my tone. I had to be more patient. I have this thing about not wanting to repeat myself. Sometimes I have to repeat myself. I still don't like to repeat myself about so much, but sometimes I have to repeat myself. Um, I give a lot more hugs. My mom wasn't a big emotional, she wasn't very emotionally uh, type of parent. As a matter of fact, my mom never even told me she loved me until I was like a teenager. She just wasn't that way. Now, all the time, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You live, you learn. But I was determined. I mean, since the day he was born, I was loading him down with lots of love, lots of hugs, lots of kisses. Even to this day, I know he's like, "Would you get off of me? Would you please leave me alone?" Um, I was downstairs doing something he was cooking, and I just grabbed him and I just kissed him on the cheek. Um, and I do stuff like that all the time. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, my mom was an amazing mother, but she grew up with tough love, and she always felt it was important for her children, particularly her daughter, to be tough, in a world of men. People can say what they want, but this world is absolutely ran by men, and it is the world that we live in. And she just always emphasized that her daughter was going to be tough, because she had to be. Um, I've told y'all the story. My mom went through a lot. She was abused, not by my father, but she was in an abusive relationship for many years, damn near lost her life, put in the hospital multiple occasions until finally she got the strength to leave that situation. She never wanted me to see that. She never wanted me to stay in that type of relationship, or ever be in that type of relationship. So she tried to be strong. She tried to be a strong role model for me. And she was. I could never say that my whole life I always had my own bedroom. We never went hungry. I never saw men in and out of the house. My mom did the best she could, and she did very well at it. There's no book that we're given as parents that tell us what to do, so we could be the perfect parent and get a A plus. The only thing we could do is try our best and hope that our children see that we're trying our best. But yeah, I love my mom. I love her to pieces. And I can appreciate now that I'm older, everything and all the sacrifices and things that she made. Whereas when I was younger, I just didn't understand it. I thought she was so hard on me. And she was. She was. But it made me me, and it made me who I am. And I'm very proud of who I am. Because I ain't no fool. And, you know, I look around at some of my peers, and uh, that might not have been so blessed, to have a parent, any parent, let alone the type of mother that I had, a pretty amazing woman. Like I said, we never went without. Single mother and all, we never went without. Because, obviously, after my father, she went through that abusive relationship. Then my father passed away from cancer very young. I think my mom was only married to my dad 2 years. And then he found out he had full blown cancer very young. My father was, I think, 35 years old, 37 years old when he passed away with cancer. Um, and unfortunately, it has been a thing in my family of young people and those health issues. So, but they had their love affair. My mom always talks. Well, that's one thing she always said. She always talked well with my dad. She always talked well with my dad. She said he was special. And he was, from what I know. When they met, he was raising three girls. He had custody of all three of his girls. And my mom had my brother, my older brother. And I hadn't come along yet. My dad had his own business. He was out of the military, and he had an auto mechanic. He was an auto mechanic, so he had his own shop. And my mom at the time was working at the VA. She was in the cafeteria, going to college at night, working the cafeteria in the daytime. And my dad, because he was a vet, he would go there, have lunch in the cafeteria, go get his checkups and stuff like that. And he saw my mom. I'm not trying to brag, but I've got pictures of my mom. I'm gonna have to post a picture of my mom. My mom was a fine little thing, and she wasn't chocolate like me. My mom's lighter, but we look a lot alike. But she was a fine little thing. I've seen pictures of her in them hot pants. But anyway, she was shapely. She was cute, and I could just see that connection that in my mind, that connection that they probably had. Um, But, he walked into that cafeteria and he locked eyes with her and she locked eyes with him. And here we have Mahoghany Rootz 44 years later. The Most High is good, honey. And now we have Malachi, we have MJ, right? And my prayer is in 2024, honey. In 2024, another special person is created from those good old genetics, right? From that good bloodline. Um, I will keep you guys posted on that. But anyway, yeah, believe in your children. Don't let people put limitations. Don't you put limitations. Push them. Push. Push your children. And forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, for not knowing something. Me and his dad didn't do everything right because we didn't know his condition. Once we found out his condition, and the doctor said you need to be a little bit more patient. You need to do this. You need to do that. You can't, rule with the iron fist. Back up off of him a little bit. That's what we did. That's what I did. So, yeah, be their spokesperson. Every autism event, honey. Walk for autism, run for autism, honey. Read for autism, sip and paint for autism. Mahoghany Rootz, honey. Mahoghany Rootz is there supporting. Yes. Be their best friend in the sense that you're supporting them because they're going to need it because this world is very ignorant and very foolish and very idiotic and they just don't know any better. And you got to forgive them. But I'll tell you, you teach your children something. You teach your children not to be a victim. You teach your children to embrace what others might say is a flaw. That's what they learn when they see you. When they see you, marching proud with that I'm an autism parent t-shirt. Me and my son started a business. We started a t-shirt business that I need to get back to. We started doing soaps and candles, donating some of those proceeds to autism. You'd be surprised a lot of people support that. A lot of people have family members like that. But you don't allow other people and you don't allow the world to make you a victim. I'm nobody's victim. My son is nobody's victim. I believe he's a blessing, which is why I get kind of offended when people get up on these platforms and say that children, and it's a lot of people have said it, and I know they don't mean it that way, but I mean, it sounds kind of bad when you say children are baggage. I don't look at children as baggage. But I've spent my whole life working with children, like my entire life. So to me, no, There are a lot of things, but not baggage. A lot of adults are carrying around baggage, mental baggage, emotional baggage, but children not. Children, to me, are a doorway. They're a doorway to life, to youth, to energy. And people that work with children, you will notice we all have a certain way about us because we understand that. You have to have energy to deal with children. And if y'all know anything about energy, energy transfers itself to the next person. So people with children have a lot of energy. You got to. Um, but yeah, that's always been a thing with me. I don't like it when people refer to children as baggage. Personally, I would rather date a man that has children than date a man that doesn't have children. That's just me. Because I know that man with children is going to be more sensitive, especially if he has daughters. He's going to he's going to be more understanding. He's going to understand how to communicate a little bit better because you have to with children. He's probably going to have more home type of skills. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad. My dad had 3 girls that he had custody of. And my mom was so impressed. She said, I could not believe, you know, this man with 3 kids and he's handsome and tall. Yeah, my father's real tall. I did not get the gene. My sisters are tall, but I'm short like my mom. My mom is like 5 foot, and I'm 5 foot, barely 5'3". 5'2.5". Okay. I'm very small. So anyway, uh, yeah. But anyway, let me end this story. Let me bring this to a close, y'all. Because I still gotta go live. We still gotta go live. We still gotta let y'all drop y'all links, honey, so y'all can meet some people and subscribe to some folks. But basically, got married to my son's father, and he is a Hebrew Israelite. And he taught me a lot. But I also studied, and I've shared her, a friend of ours. I studied under a very beautiful lady, inside and out, who was married to a Hebrew Israelite man, and she taught me. She taught me a lot. Not just about how to be a Hebrew Israelite wife, but how to be a woman. Not just my mother and my grandmother, but I feel like I'm the type of person, I feel like I can learn from anybody. I feel like people need to be willing and open to learn from anybody. I've learned from my children, from kids. They teach me something every day. Not just TikTok either. Just with the way that they are, how open-hearted they are, how innocent they are. So, I learned a lot from her and the way she carried herself. This woman, you want to talk about a bad mama jamma. Tika, if you see this, yes, shout out to you, girl. But she was a bad mama jamma. I'll see if I can, dig in the archives and find some footage. I got footage of her. I might show a picture and upload it, but she was fine. She's still fine. She's still pretty. She's in her 50s. Gorgeous lady. But I remember, here I was running around, working a little part-time job at a fast food place, going to school at night, kind of just roughing it. Just kind of roughing it. And a friend of mine walked me to this beautiful house, this gorgeous 2-story, just huge Southern Belle house. And down the stairs walks this beautiful caramel complected chocolate woman, looking like a little ninja. We call them ninja when they have the hair wraps, just like what I have on, but she had the hijab, she had everything on. And she just was so pretty. And she welcomed me in and she said, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Welcome in, sister." Well, which at the time I did not feel beautiful, honey. I think I was working at a manager at a chicken place. Came in there smelling like fried chicken and sweat, honey, from walking halfway. But I was so grateful to be in her presence. Long story short, she's the type of person that's so beautiful on the inside that it shines on the outside. But her outside also matches her inside. So she's just a rare, rare breed of a person. Very smart. And let me tell you, men, a lot of you men, you, a lot of y'all, there's a misconception that with beauty, there's no brains. That's a lie. Some of the most smart, intelligent women I've ever came across are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Beauty, just because, listen, beauty and brains can go together. That's a lie. So I just wanted to say that because oftentimes when you hear people talk, you act like it can't be two things. No, it can be two things. But anyway, I'm in a storytelling mood, y'all. Hey, Melanated Vessel, it's good to see you. I'm going to finish telling my story, but she was just so beautiful. You know, her voice, the way she walked, she almost like took little steps on her tippy toes. She had on her little heels, very feminine, very just tiny little thing, just as sweet but powerful. She knew that Bible back and front, and she sat me down. And she said to me, she said, "I'm here to teach you, but you're going to teach yourself. You're going to learn that scripture for yourself. We can read it together, and if you have questions, you know, we could break certain things down, we could look certain things up, but you're going to learn that scripture for yourself. You're not going to listen to nobody explain it to you." And what she was talking about, that I later found out, she was talking about as a woman having some kind of understanding. Of course, one of the first things we read was the Proverb 31st woman. But people never talk about the strength of the Proverb 31st woman. And I'm so glad that she pointed that out to me. She was the one who pointed it out to me, that strength that woman has. She's not a weak woman. And so she was the one who taught me the importance of women understanding their strength and their purpose. And that purpose is honestly not to, and this is why I've tried to explain this, but people don't seem to get it. Our purpose is not to be defending men. We're not built to defend men. Men defend us. We're built to defend children, not men. That's something that I learned. And that there's power in femininity. You just got to learn how to use it. Because when I tell you, when that lady rolled up in a room, honey, when I say all heads turned, all heads turned. Like I said, I'm gonna try and dig up the footage, and I'll probably, if I can find something, I'll post something to her on my community. And her kids are just as beautiful. But she threw our wedding. We had our wedding. She owned, and that's another thing. She had her finances together. She was not no, there's this misconception that a lot of these women are educated. They're very smart. They're very pretty. These are good women. Good women. So I get very protective and upset when I see sometimes a good woman that ends up with somebody that I feel is undeserving. But at the end of the day, it's she chose that man. Hey, sweetie, I'm live. I'm. I know. All right, he's got to get ready to go. Is it 3 a.m. or is it 4? Yeah, I told y'all he gets up early for work. Listen, we will finish this conversation later. I will be going live later today. Um, yeah, he's got to be at the dock. Um, oh God, I wanted to finish this. But there's strength and power in being a woman. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, NC worker. I said hello to Melanie. I said hello to Melanated Vessel, sweet pea. All right, you guys. We'll catch up with this later. Hey, Blue Devil. Hey, DC. I saw you. I was there. I didn't drop out the clouds. Hey, Life Grandmaster Troll. Good to see you. Who? Lord, I'm blind. Y'all, every time I see Life of Grandmaster Troll, I just be thinking, please don't dox me. Please do not dox me. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys soon. I will be going live sometimes today. Peace.